The following video has been approved by the Jetty marketing team. The video has been rated Jetty. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers.
G'day mate, welcome to Timberborn with me, Jetty. Now, Timberborn is a brand new city builder survival game with a bit of a twist. It's all about beavers. Beavers and water. You've got to keep your beavers the right amount of moist. Yep, I went there. So, what really attracted me to this game was I get to talk about beavers all the time. I also get to say damn for 30 minutes straight, and YouTube can't get upset with me. I get to talk about little dams and big dams, and also the complete lack of dams. And what really attracted me to this game was the timberbunk industrialization of the game. Oh, and I can't also forget, there's also the booms. The little boom, and the bigger boom. Yes, so the point of Timberborn is to, well, keep your colony alive, as most survival games are. We get to build a city all made up of beavers and beaver-like structures of beaverness, and we get to dam in the water, because it's sometime in the future the human civilization has died out, and we now have beavers that have taken over the planet. But there's a small problem. Due to, say, something small, minor, insignificant, like global warming, we now have a wet season, which is very, very wet, which is perfect. It keeps beavers alive. And then we have a dry season where everything dries out. And let's be honest, nobody wants a dry beaver. So, we're going to jump straight into a new game. Now, there are two factions. There are two factions in Timberborn, two beaver factions. You might say the brown beaver and the black beaver. We have the Folktails. The Folktails are easygoing but hardworking. Folktails are excellent farmers. They respect nature and it rewards them with plentiful bounties. Their motto, comfort food and sturdy wood. Everybody likes some sturdy wood, I hear. Then we have the Iron Teeth, which... Okay, they sound French to me. Okay, the Iron Teeth are defectors of the traditional timber ways. They mastered iron and science to build advanced machinery. They achieve progress through integrity, efficiency, and a disregard for the environment. Their motto, work hard, work hard. Look, I'm straight away, I'm sold on the Iron Teeth. I'm sold on the Iron Teeth. The fact that they have a gear belt definitely helps us along. So, we got a couple of different map choices. We're going to go with the plains, the default map. It's probably the most common one you're going to see out there on YouTube, but it seems to be probably the best fitted for a Let's Play. We're going to just go a normal challenge. Not going to play with it too much. Now, the game is in early access, so if you like everything I've said so far, if you like the idea of the game, you want to grab yourself a copy, it is available. It's only been out a couple of days. Actually still carries a 10% discount on both the Steam store and also on the Epic store. I will mention, if you grab it on Epic, it is an affiliate link. It does help out the channel. Steam just doesn't care about me, it seems. So, we have our wonderful little beavers who are not working hard enough, obviously. Now, beavers require three things. They require wood, because everybody likes some hardwood. They require water, because you've got to keep your beaver moist. And they require food. I can't see how I can make a joke out of that one. So we are going to start with some paths, so they know which way to go. We're going to build a path all the way out to about here. And we're going to stop at water first. We're going to put in a deep water pump. Not a shallow water pump, a deep water pump, which also needs to be hooked into the path. Okay, it's very, very important that beavers know how to get there, and they do that via a path. Now, pro tip, because I have played a certain amount of Timberborn already, if you're interested in actually watching a bit more, I did do a live stream this weekend just passed over on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/jettyplays. There is also a link down to the second channel where I did a 10-hour live stream of Timberborn, because let's be honest, I couldn't put it down. So we need to also, as I said, work out food. So we have some lovely berry trees over here. Everybody likes a blueberry. And we're going to go into the food category. We're putting a gathering flag right about here. And you can see it has an area that affects. And we want to, well, anywhere there will do. Grab some berries. Last thing we're going to need is some wood, because, like I said, beavers like hardwood. We're going to bring that over here. We're going to go to the wood category, and we're going to put in some lumberjack flags. Like three of them to get things started. And then hopefully our beavers get to work and start getting some lumberjack flag poles up and running. Get some wood to make our deep water pump, and also get our gatherer flag up and running. So with the basics out of the way, some basic construction up and done, we now get to look around the game. Look around the game, look around the map. So as we can see, we have this lovely river down here. Now, one of the things that really... This game has many, many amazing things, but one thing that really, really got me was the water dynamics. The water is very fluid, for lack of a better word. And as you can see, the water flows into the map, flows down this canyon, around this corner in the river bend, and then around our little colony. So, like, we've got the perfect spot before it widens out into this giant lake before leaving the map. Now, we're on Cycle 1, Day 1. Perfect time to start things off. But as the game progresses, we need to tell the lovely beavers to cut particular types of wood. And I've played many games before involving trees, and I know the answer is always cut down every tree you can see. So we're going to have the beavers start cutting down trees. That'll be excellent. And yeah, the water is very fluid, and the fluid dynamics are somewhat amazing. But what happens as the game progresses is we have drought cycles. And when we have drought cycles, as you might have seen earlier, bad things happen. Because as we get a few tiles away from the river, it gets very dry very quickly. In fact, we have a forest right here split right down the middle because bad things happen. Now, we do have a couple of traditional dams built by traditional beavers. Not nearly as smart of our beavers. If we demolish that, that should let water in a little bit further, which should give us a little bit more greenery, I hope. At least that's what I hope. And we have our beavers are trying to get our little log mill up and running. We have not enough beavers doing not enough work. So what we're going to do is we have one unemployed beaver. Well, technically we're going to put one extra beaver into there, and we're also going to pause the gatherer flag, because I don't want the gatherer flag working. Hang on. Did I see... Oh, hang on. We can name things. Alright, give me a second. So, a quick rename later, and done a few things. So, we have our city district. And now, once I remember hearing a French lady who had a beaver, and she called her beaver Madame. So, we have our colony of Madame, and in our colony we have some beavers. We have Chomps. Chomp's a wonderful beaver. We also have Woody. Woody is a great beaver. We have Toothy. Toothy is also a beaver. We have Splinter, because Splinter. We have, let's have the children. We have Justin Beaver. Justin Beaver, in his younger years, he's only 1 year old. He's a young beaver. Before he needed to rebrand himself after, you know, some bad decisions and some bad tattoos. We have Mr. Chips, because, you know, he might only be 5 years old. He's only a child, but they respect him enough, they call him Mr. Chips. We have Timber, because I went there. We have Slippery, because Slippery Beaver. We have Morningwood. Mr. Morningwood, he gets up early, he chops wood all day. We also have Charity Beaver, who, you know, has maybe swung herself on a flagpole at some stage. You know, ran around a pole a few times. Shows off a beaver every now and then. We also have Harry Beaver, because, you know, Harry. Yep. Okay, so with that out of the way, we have 7 workers, seven beavers. We have 3 chopping wood, 4 building things. Hopefully we can get the deep water pump up and running in a bit of a hurry. Eventually somebody will come over here and remove this barrier. We've turned off food because we do start with a certain amount of food, but we need to do a few things. You might have noticed all our beavers happen to be homeless. We should probably fix that. So we're going to go into housing. We can build a barracks. Also a breeding pod, which... Oh, hang on. We will... Splinter is removing the original dam. He does that by rubbing his hands together and sniffing them. And eventually the dam... Come on, Splinter. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Or not. Oh, there we go. And that should let water flow in. More importantly, and this is what I really, really love about this game, as the water flows closer, it's going to force back the dry and barren ground. So what we want to do is we want to go in housing. As I said, we're going to need some barracks. And I want to build them on the barren part of land because it just makes sense. Now, each housing supports 10 inhabitants. So we're going to need 2 of them. We're also going to need some paths. And then I think, because, you know, beavers are going to grow up, beavers are probably going to die off, we should probably get a couple of breeding pods. You know, because we have weird beavers and that's just how the way they roll. So we have a water pump up and running, but unfortunately we don't have any workers because, well, they're all busy doing other things. We only have seven beavers total, so we're going to pull one off construction, hopefully, and have them come over here and they shall... Chomps is now, his one job in life is to pump water, because, you know, nobody likes a dry beaver. On top of that, I do want to mention very, very early in the game, we have priorities. Obviously, the houses should probably have very high priority, and the breeding pods should, you know, maybe get done after the houses are done. Just putting it out there. Now, one thing that we should cover probably reasonably early is, as we can see, we have 9 out of 20 logs, 3 out of 20 logs, and 1 out of 20. If these fill up, in theory, Charity Beaver would transport goods between warehouses when idle. Problem is we don't have any warehouses, so we also need to get on top of that eventually. But day has ended. They have a 16-hour workday. I'm not that generous. We're going to go with a 20-hour workday. You're not that tired, are you? Nah, you're not that tired. We're going to keep them working for a little bit longer. A little bit longer, just get a few more things done. So, as we end our first day without a house, we can see that the children, at least, are choosing to sleep, and the adults are choosing to sleep in the forest. They're sleeping, I promise, they're not dead. They're not dead yet. It's only the first episode. I'm sure we'll kill off some beavers, but we might wait to the second episode to do that. Sunshine breaks and the beavers get back to work, because they're busy beavers. Well, all except for Toothy. Toothy's just lazy. Very, very lazy. So hopefully today we can get some housing up and running. Same time, we probably need to look at the longevity of our food, because although we have a gatherer flag out here that will gather berries, it's not really ideal long term. So we can make a farmhouse. Now, farmhouse, obviously, we should put probably somewhere near this greenery. It sort of makes sense, as we're probably going to want to grow the crops on the green areas of the map. And I'm thinking right here. That way we have access all the way out to the edge of the coastline. So we're going to drop that. Yeah, right there. Now, unfortunately... Oh no, I have one idle. So we have one... Mr. Chips! Mr. Chips is now grown up. He is now a full-fledged 100% beaver who is hopefully going to build the housing. Hopefully. After housing's done, we're obviously going to have to get food up and running. Now, as we can see, Charity has 17 out of 20 logs. Harry has 1, and Morningwood has none, which either means Charity is the best at finding wood, or Morningwood is the worst at finding wood. Or, more likely, is the construction beavers are grabbing from both these, and they're not getting to Charity's stockpile too often. We can help alleviate that with an industrial log pile. An industrial log pile gives us somewhere to put wood. So we're also going to have to dump one of those down, which means we need way more things built, which means we need more wood, and it also means our construction crew better hurry up. You're not building that, are you? No, you're just walking through things. Oh, and everybody's hungry. It's obviously lunchtime. Okay. So we've got our first house up and running, which is great because we're coming into night number 2. The catch is it only sleeps 10. The other one is definitely not built and probably not going to get built today. And Charity still has lots of wood compared to Morningwood having no wood. Yeah, some things just don't change. Obviously, the game follows, you know, last in, first out, because Mr. Chips is sitting here, laying here on the ground by himself. He obviously didn't get one of the 10 bugs, but he's technically an adult now at the ripe old age of 6, so it seems more fitting than, you know, making one of the children sleep outside. Okay, so we have our our 2 houses up and running, so at least everybody's housed now. We're about to get the industrial log pile up and running, which is good, because, you know, Charity needs somewhere to keep her spare wood. Yeah. Alright, so with that up and running, we should be able to get the next couple of things being up and running, which is, you know, our breeding pods, because we've already had, like, one of the children level up and become an adult, so obviously we need to have the room for the rest of the children. At the same time, we should probably also look at trying to get the farmhouse up and running, although that's going to require labor, and we don't really have a lot of labor currently. So we might have to wait for one of the children to level up. It also means that now, and this is an important one, now that we actually have somewhere to store things, if a beaver is free, like Chomps, if he manages to fill up his water machine, water storage, if he manages to get enough barrels of water out the front, he'll actually start transporting things. So as we can see here, actually maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just stay manned on water forever. Productivity 43%, because you have nowhere to put things. We might want to add a small water tank, probably right about here, which looks like a water barrel with a trough on the front of it. Because we're not civilized beavers, we don't use cups, we just, you know, drink from a trough. Yep. Alright, day 3 ends. We have beavers in a house. That's at least something. We've made progress. Hopefully we can get some breeding pods. Actually, our first breeding pod is up and running. It looks like it's missing a heartbeat, which is probably a sign of everything is okay, I would assume. At least that's how I assume breeding pods work, with missing heartbeats. Yep. So hopefully that gets up and running tomorrow, along with hopefully a farmhouse. Alright, back to work. Our breeding pod, our second breeding pod is just being built, and our first breeding pod, well, I can't explain how they work. Maybe this is a hatch that pops open when the breeding pod is finished and ready to breed, and okay, I officially regret looking inside. Okay, yeah, I'd much prefer to look through the ground than inside there ever again. Alright, so we need to get a farmhouse up and running. We're going to have that maximum priority. The small water tank is going to be the next lowest priority. At the same time, we really need to do something about food, because we're down to 67 food. So we're going to have to probably lose a builder. Charity, Harry, and Morningwood all have no wood. That's not a good sign. So we're probably going to have to... Oh, you guys are idle. Well, good news. I can put one of you off there and put you on there. And, yeah, half our forest has disappeared. And it turns out that our lumberjacks can't reach this little forest. So we're going to also go to wood, set up a lumberjack flag. We're going to put that there. And actually, we'll set that to maximum priority. And then we'll get Charity. No, we'll get Morningwood, because he's never had any wood. We'll have Morningwood move over here and start chopping trees over here instead. Yeah, they are set to chop. Never mind. We had Timber has leveled up. He's now become an adult. So we now have a Timber who can get to work. He is currently carrying water. Oh, to the breeding pods, which require waters and berries to keep them running. Okay, well, we have Mr. Chips. Mr. Chips is on berry harvesting. So I guess that works. And Mr. Timber can find some more wood, because, yeah, we have no wood, which is slowing down our construction. Also, we're down to just 2 children. Just 2 children that we can level up. Need more children. Alright, next up, we have a completed farmhouse. Catch is we have no unemployed labour. So we're going to pull Woody. Off construction. We're going to throw him into food. We have to go to plant crops. We have to go to carrot. Required building farmhouse. No. Do we get any details on our plants? Not really. Okay. We have 2 different types of crop. We have carrots and we have potato. We want to go with carrots first. I want to go with... What's that? 6 tiles? 7 tiles. By 5 tiles. We'll come up to that tree. That seems like a good amount. And we will make sure that Mr. Splinter works on carrot harvesting first. Obviously, he's got to plant the carrots first. But the other thing I'd probably like him to do is plant out some potatoes. Because I hear potatoes are good for a couple of things. One, under our food tab, we can put them on a grill and then you get grilled potato. Now, I like a bit of grilled potato, especially with a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic. Mwah, beautiful. But in the case of beavers, it just works for nutrition number 2, whereas we might notice that carrots work for nutrition number 1. Now, beavers. Beavers can be leveled up through a bunch of things. Comfort. Comfort increases their life expectancy and their walking speed. It turns out housing, a house satisfies sleep and comfort. If we keep their comfort with that little star there, they get a 25% extra life expectancy, which is probably a good thing because I'm probably going to kill off a beaver or 2. A nutrition 1 from eating carrots will give them 30% extra life expectancy. Again, probably a good thing considering I'm probably going to kill off a beaver or 2 because I guarantee you we're going to end up drying out a beaver. Next up we have nutrition 2, which is strength plus 30. As you can see, they have a carry limit, 0 of 10 kilos. Wow. Oh, we're still on a 20-hour workday. You're napping before nap time, which means you're going to have no comfort. We probably shouldn't have a 20-hour workday anymore. Just putting it out there. Hopefully, we can get Toothy to finish building. Nope. Nope. Almost. Almost finished building the small water tank. Okay. If we can get a small water tank, we should be good. We should be able to store up some extra water. Now, there's still a few things I need. Like, a lot of things, actually, I need. One, we're going to need science, because we have many things we need to unlock. As we can see, you know, we have a small warehouse, which we haven't built yet, and a large warehouse, which stores more items. Labor. Housing. We have a barracks. There's also a large barracks that stores 16 beavers. Underwater, we have a small water tank, and then we have a large water tank. Small one stores 30, big one stores 300. There's many, many things we need to unlock with science. So we're going to set up science next, I think. We need an inventor, which features an inventive beaver. We're going to drop that right there, add in a bit of a path, and we're going to have to wait for tomorrow for our lovely beavers to get up and start getting to action. Our breeding pods are working slowly, and our trees are almost gone over here, and here is doing okay so far. Now, one thing I do want to mention very, very quickly, as I happen to have something on the screen, is as we can see, we have this lovely line, and this starts from the item I have selected, being the breeding pod, and comes out. As you can see, my green line is getting less green the further it goes. Beavers have a maximum travel distance. And one thing very, very important is from your district center, in my case, my madame, I want to make sure that I try and build roads straight from the door, from the front entrance, and as far as possible to make sure my district, i.e. my first town, can build as far out as possible. Because we still need to dam up this river, because eventually the dry season is going to come. And let's face it, nobody likes a dry beaver. Woody, are you going to get up or are you going to die of thirst? He got up. Just. Cool, because I'd hate to lose a beaver on episode 1. Alright, Chomps is going to pump water. Hopefully, eventually, when he fills up his internal water storage, he'll start putting things into the small water tank. We have an inventor path built, let's say. And yes, we have a small wood problem. We have 3 wood choppers over here, which have almost decimated this forest. They can reach this forest, but I think it's going to be time to expand to, I'd say greener pastures, but let's face it, if you look at these trees, they are anything but green. And put in another couple of lumberjack flags here, and also make sure that they are marked to be cut. Because, you know, tree is life. Or life is tree. Or tree need to be cut. Tree need to be cut. Tree need to be cut. Now, to cut trees, we're doing that already. That's the easy part. To plant trees, we need a forester. Forester requires research. That's a little bit far away. We're gonna remove Morning wood. Morning wood, you are no longer trying to cut wood. You are, hopefully you are, you're going over research. Morning wood is going to be stuck on research. There are no goods in stock. Great, delete that. So, research. No. Forester. Forester requires 10 wood. We can see that down the bottom. 60 research. Then it requires 10 wood and 7 planks. 7 planks we don't have access to yet. Slippery leveled up. Okay. We're going to turn off that. Splinter can farm by himself. And therefore, Slippery can go over and start chopping those trees. Excellent. And we're going to pause Harry, and he can go over there to that one as well. All right. So as I was saying, we need to get planks. Now planks come from that's food. Planks come from a lumber mill, obviously. And we're going to put that, well, as you can see, it needs a couple of things. It needs 15 wood. It also requires 50 horsepower. We're going to call that beaver power. It requires 50 beaver power because, let's be honest, the horses are all dead. It's all about beavers now. All right, to get beaver power, we need to get power. Power comes from a power wheel, which may look like a hamster wheel, but hamsters are dead as well. So you actually put a beaver on it now, and a beaver will run on the beaver wheel and create beaver power. And that'll give us about 50 beaver power. Our other option is we can put a water wheel in the lake, and that'll give us beaver power. The catch is it costs 50 wood. Beaver wheel costs 40 wood. We're going to go with the water wheel. The water wheel seems like the bright idea. So I'm going to pop one of those down there. Again, we are going to need that lumber mill. Now, in case you missed it, in ye olden days, they used water wheels all the time to make power. Well, to make mechanical force. And the mechanical force used to travel directly to buildings. We can use these shafts to actually move this power around the place. So we need to build a water wheel, build a couple of power shafts and a turn shaft and another power shaft to feed all the power into the lumber mill. Now, obviously, beaver-wise, I would like to downgrade the priority on all of that because we sort of need the water wheel running before anything else. So hopefully the beavers will grab wood from Timber and also grab wood from Charity, because Charity Beaver has some spare beaver wood, and hopefully get us enough wood that we can get both the water wheel up and running along with the lumber mill. We also have, don't forget, Harry over here and Slippery Beaver, both hard at work as well. And unfortunately, no, we still got two construction beavers, and we should probably cut their work days down to 16 hours, because we've been a little bit mean. Although we're now stable. Like, we have food, we have water, we have a limited supply of timber. We're into our third forest. Yeah. And Charity can't reach a lot of wood over here, which is maybe an issue. Yeah, Charity likes the wood, and she's just about out. Okay, we're still getting the water wheel up and running. It's half built. But on the other hand, Splinter over here has fully completed his work. So we're actually going to pause the farmhouse. At the same time, we now have 2 unemployed because the last child aged up. So we're going to put Splinter and Justin Beaver both into construction as well. Hopefully, yeah, there's 26 wood right here. So it's just a matter of transporting it. And I did notice that our path was just a little bit short. Obviously, we need to path into that building no matter what, so we'll add a little bit of a path. Hopefully, that'll speed them up. Now, the other thing I did notice, and we're not quite there yet, but we'll be there very, very close. It'll probably actually be a tomorrow job, because I'm willing to bet. Morning wood, yeah, 98%. Laziest beaver ever. Knocked off at 2% short of finishing his job. Alright, if we click on a beaver, as I said, there's all sorts of little things we can get here. Nutrition is something we really want to grab, but that requires the carrots to be harvested. Nutrition 2 requires the potatoes to be harvested, also requires us to cook the potatoes. Nutrition 3, we're not even going to get there. Like, that's miles away. Knowledge, not going to get there either. Spirituality sounds great. Working speed 30%. Sounds like a great idea. Aesthetics, also working speed 10%. So we're going to have a quick look through our researches, through our building list. We have all sorts of things. Like, we have a bench. It's just a bench. It costs 80 research. 80 research. Wow! And does nothing. It's just decorative. But, you know, sometimes when you have beavers, you know, a decorative house is not a bad house. We have a shrub. Shrub is just 20 research. And also satisfies aesthetics within one tile. So we could probably grab that very quickly. We have roofs and roofs and roofs and roofs. You know, the game is really designed so you can do some decorations. But one of the other things we have are leisure. We have a campfire. Campfire satisfies social life. If we click on a beaver and we look at social life, it gives us no effects whatsoever. So I'm not too keen on giving them a social life. Rooftop terrace, which we can also build already. We can pop that on a roof. This is one of the things about Timberborn. It's a multi-level city. Yes, so we can build a lovely rooftop terrace. They'd be thrilled with us. But it just fixes social life. We're not really interested in giving them a social life at the moment. We want them to work hard. That is the team motto. We have a temple. Temple gives them spirituality. Also costs 300 science. We're not doing that. And a carousel costs... Oh my god, I have no idea what any of that is. But I do understand 700 science. So we're going to wait for Morning Wood to get up in the morning and get over his morning wood and get 2 science together because he finished just short. Like the story of... Yep. I'm sure the lady viewers out there can relate. Just stopping at 98%. Just a little bit short. Okay. He's going to finish it off. And after he finishes off, we're going to cheat. We're just going to grab a little shrub at 20 science. I have no idea why a shrub requires 12 bits of wood, but we're going to accept it. As you unlock a shrub, it costs 20 science points. This is the other thing I love about this game. You just build up science. You don't choose what you want to spend science on. It just accumulates. And then you can just choose to spend it in one hit. No looking down a tech tree, no trying to decide and plan and what you want, what you need. Just have science accumulate. When you want to spend it, bang, spend it. Okay, we're going to shrub, and we're going to put a shrub here. I'm going to max priority that crap, and we're going to hope that if I downgrade that we get this built real quick. And then we will start getting aesthetics because that gave us the 10% extra working speed, which is like having a day that's 10% longer, which we were doing, but then they were sleeping on the ground, so we should probably not do that because it was maybe a bit mean. Yeah, so Woody is bringing over the last piece of wood and should hopefully build our shrub that requires 12 bits of wood to make a shrub, which is covered in bees. And hopefully, yes, there we go. We're getting a little bit of aesthetics each time they run past it, which is perfect because beds are over here, so they're going to have to run down there all the time. I could put another one over here towards water because, you know, they're going to have to run past that every day as well. Obviously, we can see with Mr. Chips it is going down a little bit, so we probably need a few of these spread over the place. But we have a plan. We have no food. Our carrots are not ready. Yeah, we're down to 17 food. I didn't give anywhere for Mr. Chips to put the food. He's sort of been just storing it up and then doing nothing with it. Alright, hopefully we don't let any beavers starve, because a hungry beaver is also a bad beaver. Alright, one water wheel, providing power for nothing. Yeah. Nothing at this stage. And the breeding pods are slowly not breeding. And Mr. Chips is... Oh, he's transporting stuff. So that is another thing. When Mr. Chips is not busy... Well, once Mr. Chips has finished grabbing all the berries and his stockpile is full, he can then help carry around things. So he's probably moving logs. No, not really. Probably. What is Mr. Chips doing? He is. He's grabbing logs from the the lumberjack flags, moving them into central storage, so then our 4 construction workers can hopefully get the lumber mill along with the other power shafts up and running. So hopefully we can get some planks running, because we're running out of wood. So we've got a lumber mill. We've just got nobody to man it because, well, there's no power going there yet still. Actually, that's going to happen real fast. Okay, so we need to find yet another worker. I think for right now, we need to get a couple of things done. Obviously, we need storage. We need a warehouse. The beavers need somewhere to start putting things like food. Mainly food. Probably food. I think probably the best is right here beside wood storage, because why not? So that'll be the next thing that'll have to get built. And a worker, good question. Probably going to have to take somebody off construction after they get the last bit of the drivetrain running. Okay. Toothy is moving stuff around. Woody is about to finish building. Okay, so we're going to pull one of you guys off. And carrots come in tomorrow. So Woody should now be able to go grab some logs. He's bringing a log with him. Excellent. And hopefully, through the power of gear ratios and water wheels that turn... Hang on. You're turning anti-clockwise, which makes sense. And the drivetrain is turning the exact opposite direction. But the internals are... Sure, we're not going to look too close at that. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so we can start making some planks. Okay, at the same time, it probably means that our construction crew are completely idle. Toothy doesn't have any aesthetics. Obviously, we're definitely going to have to go with decorations. And get that shrub, put it down here. That way, at least the building crew has something to do. And like I said, everybody's going to walk past water every day. So, you know, we'll grab that extra 10% working speed. I wonder if it affects them whilst they're sleeping. How big was it? It was 1 by 1 tile. So it's really only going to affect the street. Although, that lights up that building. I think if it touches the building, it affects the whole building. We're going to put in 2 more. You know, experiments. Need to find out these things for sure. Priority 0. That still creeps me out every time. Don't click on it, Jetty. Alright, and our breeding pods, because we're out of labourers. We have... This breeding pod's about to give breeding birth. I have no idea how they work. And that one's not far that behind. So we might even grab a few more breeding pods. Just so we can have some more critters level up. Please finish. Oh my gosh. It's like 75% done. Building less materials. Unable to get the required materials. You have no logs. There's logs around. You just need to go get them. Woody, Charity has logs. And our carrots just came online. Okay, so new day. We're going to have to bring Justin off that. We're going to have to put Justin on to... carrots. Oh, hit unpause. There we go. Alright. Workers 2 out of 4. Justin, stop that. Oh, you're gonna finally finish off this in the new day. Okay. The other thing we should probably look at doing, but I have a feeling that it's probably gonna drag us into the next episode, is we should probably, now we have a fledgling little civilization with some carrots, with some shrubs, with a lack of timber, with some industrial complex running, is we should probably start to look at, oh, there's a whole lack of berries and food entirely. Ah, the carrots have come online. Let's just do that. Just up that a little bit. Yeah. No, they'll probably be fine till the next episode. But we might, add in some more carrots. Yeah. Next episode problems. Okay. I think now we have a fledgling colony. In the next episode, we have beavers. We should probably build a dam, because I obviously haven't said dam nearly enough this episode. So, oh, we have a child. Where's the child? Okay. We're going to name the child. We're going to call it here. We now have a lumber squirrel as well. Yep. That can be our lumber squirrel. Alright, we're going to call the first episode here. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's still early game. This game is so deep. There is so many things to do. And it's just in early access. Like I said, plan is to do 3 episodes a week. So every other day we should have a episode of Timberborn at the same time. If you're interested in seeing more Timberborn, you want to check out my live stream. It happened over on Twitch a couple of days ago. Or just follow me over on Twitch if you want to see new games that I tend to pick up along the way and check out. That is twitch.tv/JDPlays. At the same time, there is a link down in the description for copy this game on Epic. If you want to help out the channel, you can buy it there and help out the channel. And also a link to my second channel where all the Twitch VODs eventually end up. If you want to go check out that Timberborn live stream where I play this game non-stop for 10 hours because, let's be honest, we're only in the first episode. It's good. Alright, that's it. We're out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And don't forget to say hi to your mum for me. Alright, bye.